is logged in under Kevin West, which is her husband. So don't assume that it's him and not her. But she notified me to let me know. 1 second before you call the meeting to order.
Well, I have lost all my city council virtual backgrounds. So. Another frustrating day with technology.
Right.
Does this mean that one of our applicants dropped out?
Yes.
Yes.
The one in between?
Galvin. Last name's Galvin. Ryan Galvin.
Okay. All right. Well, then this isn't going to be like the last one where we meet for a long time.
Please.
No, it's not. It's not going to take
reminder.
us too long to tally it up.
Okay.
All right. Let's see if we can get back on board here.
All right.
Teresa, can I ask you a personal question?
Sure.
How long have you lived in American Canyon, or do you live in American Canyon?
You know what? I lived in Napa for about 18 years, and then I moved to Vallejo 7 years ago.
I went to ACMS with a Brittany.
What?
I said I went to ACMS with a Brittany Gilfus.
Oh, you did?
I did.
So, I just got married like 3 years ago.
Oh,
And the Gilfuses are big. They've been American Canyon family forever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm sure it's one of my husband's nieces or something. He
So
is.
you married into the Gilfus family.
Huh?
I
What?
was going to say you married into the Gilfus family.
I
You're not-
married a
you're not
Gilfus, and I married a good one. So
Oh.
Very good.
some of those Gilfuses
Okay.
are troublemakers.
It is now 6 o'clock. Yeah, we should start our meeting.
All right.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have my city council virtual background. They're all gone. Something, I guess, for Nathan to work on. All right. I'll call the special city council meeting to order for January 13th, 2021. Is there a notice to be given on teleconference participants?
Pledge of allegiance first.
We can do that. Okay, can you share a flag with me, please? That's a nice one, thank you. Okay, hand over heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Miriam Abadamos.
Here.
Councilmember David Earl.
Here.
Councilmember Pierre Washington.
Here.
Vice Mayor Mark Joseph.
Here.
Mayor Leon Garcia.
Here. Thank you. Now, is there any communication regarding teleconferencing participants announcement?
Yes. Thank you for joining the January 13, 2021 City of American Canyon Council meeting. This meeting is being held entirely virtually in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. The format tonight will be similar to that of an in-person city council meeting. In addition, in the Zoom platform, the meeting is being broadcast on cable TV, channel 28, on YouTube, and streamed live on the city's website. You will see the city council members on your screen, along with members of city staff. All members of the public will participate in a listen-only mode. Please press *9 to raise your hand if you have any questions or if you wish to speak. The agenda for this meeting is available on the city's council page of the city's website. As in the standard practice, community members are allowed to comment one time on an item. So in this case, because we're doing interviews, the interviewer, if you have any questions, please press *9 to raise your hand. All votes at tonight's meeting will be taken by roll call. We ask for your patience and understanding when there are technical difficulties. This concludes my introductory remarks.
Very good. Let's talk about how we'll conduct our business this evening then. There are no prepared questions, so unless I missed those.
There are. I'll print them out and get them over to you.
Right, thank you. So we usually have a format also for a rank order after each candidate. In this case,
So Mayor Garcia, Teresa emailed the council the ranking sheet and the question. So you would have received an email from Teresa Gilfus.
very good. Over here. Yes, I see it here.
1 second.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, does everybody have the forms?
Okay. So who would like to interview first, Mayor?
Okay.
We have Tanya West or Scott Artis.
With any particular order, toss of the coin.
They could be picked in any particular order. It's all up to the council.
I think you did them alphabetical also before too, so.
Neither one is an incumbent, correct?
Creighton, you're muted.
Yeah, so neither have been on this committee or, to my knowledge, any other city committee.
Okay.
I would interview order two.
I think we just go alphabetical.
Is that acceptable to council?
Let's do Scott.
Yep.
That's fine with me.
Okay, what I'm hearing is support for going alphabetical. Okay. So, that being said, we have our first candidate.
Hey,
We have our first candidate. Is council ready for a
Hi,
candidate?
Scott.
Scott, you are on mute.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello, good evening. Welcome. Thank you for your interest in serving on the Parks and Open Space Advisory Committee.
No problem. Yeah, it was exciting to see it pop up. So I'm happy to have this
Very
opportunity.
good. Well, we have a series of questions. We will take our turn in order on how to go through it. And then we'll have our discussion and ranking, and then we will make a determination this evening.
Oh.
Very good. All right, shall we begin? All right. Well, thank you for being here. We have each one question for you and have allotted approximately 10 minutes for this interview. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you want to be on the Open Space Advisory Committee.
Yeah, I started off my career actually in biotech, and when I was in college, that was kind of the big thing at the time. You're so close in proximity to the Bay Area. Why aren't you going in biotech? When my real passion was environmental sciences and wildlife sciences, and so I followed the money and the job opportunity. But I soon realized that that just wasn't doing it for me, and so I had gone back to school for fisheries and wildlife science, and so basically the long story short is I transitioned out of biotech and research and development and went into conservation full time, and have done volunteer activities and led organizations, developed organizations from Central California and Visalia and back to my home, which has always been the Bay Area. And when I saw this opportunity pop up, I do so much conservation work for communities all over the place, but oftentimes I haven't really been involved in the place where I lived, except maybe for a few instances where I've done some work with burrowing owls in the East Bay. And so this was the opportunity to kind of get back and bring what I do, not just in California, across the nation, but the world, where I do work with sea turtles and protecting nesting beaches. And so bringing that passion and that excitement for open space, resources, connecting people back to the land, which I believe is really important to saving wildlife and conservation. If you don't get people out in those spaces, they're not going to appreciate it. They're not going to know what's missing, and before you know it, it's gone. And I've seen it so many times. And so this is the opportunity to say, help make a mark and help bring what I've done and some experiences, like I said, across the world to my backyard. And I'm excited to be able to do that.
Lynn, thank you for that answer. It's not my turn, but I was going to pretend like it was.
Well, Councilmember, if you want to jump out of turn, I'll go after you. We're flexible. If not, well then Scott.
Yes.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Joseph, go ahead.
Yes. Scott, tell us a little bit about what your understanding of what the role of the Open Space Advisory Committee is.
So I take it as similar to the appointment I have. Currently, I sit on the National Marine Sanctuary Advisory Committee for the Cordell Bank Marine Sanctuary, and that was appointed by NOAA. And I believe this is a similar position where part of the advisory committee is to weigh and reach constituents and talk to constituents, bring that information back to, say, the sanctuary superintendent and to the staff. So the idea is to advise and bring information that allows the city council to help make those decisions that are for the betterment of the community. And so I take this as a similar role in that I would be providing some information, maybe listening to constituents, bringing details, protocols, procedures, maybe experiences in working with federal, state, and grants that can help with funding projects and bringing that experience and that on the ground project management experience, hands-on experience to the city council members. And I see that as kind of a similar role, like I said, with NOAA at this point, is to help further kind of a community sustainable development, I would say, that balances the need for some development in housing and economic environmental justice needs with also the open space needs. So yeah, and I'm excited to be part of that.
Thank you.
Now it's my turn. What's your favorite open space and or trail in American Canyon, and why?
Ooh, so it's the wetlands one. I live nearby and go there daily, and so it's a place where I actually take my dogs. I have a place or a bike hookup, so I can actually run the dogs while I ride my bike, or we can walk there. There's great birding. I do a lot of work with birds and bird rescue in American Canyon and actually across the country. And so it's just a spectacular spot all year round. And because I have my passion for burrowing owl conservation, I have seen burrowing owls out there, at least one that is out there. And so that's always a favorite spot to see if I can see that one again. But the Napa Trail has so many people. There's great opportunity. And with the Clark Ranch Master Plan that's coming up, I think there's going to be some great expansion and bringing new things, especially a wildlife hospital.
Great, thank you. Scott, thank you for being here. In the next year, the city will be updating its general plan. What is the most significant issue facing the open space and trail system?
I think, for me, I think it's often funding and monitoring and maintenance. Those are just from my experience working with open spaces and conservation is being able to develop trails, pay for the trails, pay for maintenance, and get that funding. I'm a big proponent of myself, and what I would bring is an advocacy towards increasing the amount of trails or increasing the amount of open space when possible. So that's what I would be advocating, is essentially making sure that we don't lose our connection to wildlife and have a safe place for wildlife to live in conjunction with the community. That's basically there's a balance between what I believe, a balance between having the ability for wildlife to coexist with people. And that's a big part of the work that I do on the side with Urban Bird Foundation, is to bring urban spaces and protect urban spaces, whereas a lot of other nonprofits look just for large swaths of land. But I'm a firm believer that corridors can even be small parcels that can connect across cities, counties, and stuff, even with mitigation banks and things like that. So basically, the long answer is funding is oftentimes the biggest hurdle to making sure that we get some of those things, and maybe bringing in some grant dollars is an opportunity to do that.
Thank you.
Hey, Scott. Welcome, and thank you for your interest in the Open Space Commission. You almost kind of touched on some of the answers to my questions, but I'm still going to ask you anyway. What creative or new ideas do you have for open space and our trails?
Yeah, so I haven't given too much thought of some of the new things, but I'm like I started to touch on before, bringing the ability to maybe look at some grants. I've done a lot of work with state and federal agencies on the restoration of lands and private lands for critically endangered coho salmon right out here in the North Bay. So bringing in some of that dollars, and increasing trails, interpretive signs that maybe actually include digital trails and stuff like that for kids to get them involved, links back to website apps they can report, where you can report sightings of birds and other wildlife, rescue type stuff as well. So I think in being able to get people out there and appreciate what's there is a big hurdle in doing that, and maybe even having some field trips or working with organizations to bring kids out. We have a lot of schools, just children that are so nearby some of these open spaces where places that I've worked, they've actually have not been able to even get out just because bus fees, but we're so close and we have so many opportunities to partner with organizations or volunteers to be able to lead some of these hikes. Post COVID, I'm optimistic on that, where we could actually have field trips and things that are showcasing the wildlife and learning experiences, kind of that science-based hands-on learning.
Thanks, Scott.
Well, that concludes our questions, Scott. Thank you very much for your interview.
Oh,
We will be in touch.
thank you.
All right. We ready for our next candidate?
Hello, everybody.
Oh, good evening, welcome. Good to have you here.
Thank you. I'm going to try and fix my name. It's bugging me. There we go.
So, please introduce yourself.
My name is Tanya West.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, well, Sonia, good to have you here this evening. We really appreciate your interest in the Open Space Advisory Committee meeting. We have a few questions here for you. We'll take them in turn. And with that, we'll get started. So welcome and thank you for being here. We have one question each allotted and about 10 minutes for this interview. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you want to be on the Open Space Advisory Committee.
Well, I moved to American Canyon in 2009, and I have served on a couple of committees way back then. It was probably around 2010. That's probably why Creighton Wright didn't remember, but it was a long time ago. But for the Open Space Committee, actually, I'm interested in serving American Canyon. So I'm looking for a place to serve my community, serve my city. As far as the open space, it's what I see about the Open Space Committee is that, is that it's, for me, I mean, Scott's answer was amazing. For me, my focus is more on the recreational parts of the recreational aspect of the open spaces. So, so for me, I like to see a well-maintained. Of course, the environmental component is very important to really maintain and take care of these open spaces so that they create opportunities for exercise and recreation for our community. So one of my first things that I did when I moved to American Canyon is I went and did the loop. There was a hike, the loop on Newell Open Space, and just seeing the view from the top up there is pretty amazing, and it just has some wonderful memories for me. And maintaining that is important to me for the sake of the families. I know there's been a lot of use for those open spaces during COVID, so that's really important to maintain. So,
Thank you.
All right.
Next in order is.
I'll take it from there. Tanya, welcome for the interview. And my question is, what's your understanding of the role of the Open Space Advisory Committee?
So as I understand it, the Open Space Advisory Committee advises on the management and the use of the open spaces, the Newell Open Space and the Wetlands Edge area. And I know that they've been, I've attended one of their meetings before COVID hit. It was a while ago. And it was just really interesting to see the projects that were coming out, and that's just the projects and the improvements that were coming out, like the actually I'll save that for another question, but yeah, that's the role as I see it.
Perfect, thank you.
So, thank you, Tanya, for being here this evening. My question is next. What is your favorite open space and or trail in American Canyon, and why?
Well, gosh, the Newell Open Space is probably my favorite because that's the one that as far as the open space, is the one that I live closer to, the one that I access, and I really am partial to the view from the top. I mean, you can really just see the all the way down, the waterfront and all of that, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. I love it. And then, but also the Wetlands Edge, when they put, it's really exciting to see that no exercise equipment go in, and that was actually one of the things that I had found out before it was going in when I attended that meeting. And so I was really excited about that because I also serve on the HOA board in my neighborhood, and I was going to try and convince them to put exercise equipment like that in my particular neighborhood. But now that it's over there, we don't have to spend that money to do that. So that's really cool. So I really love that. And then, but the trails that I use most are the ones that run through, I call it Via Bellagio, but I believe the neighborhood's called Lavine, something like that. I just call it Via Bellagio, but the trails that run through there, I access those trails on a regular basis when I go for my daily walks, since that's all we're allowed to do right now.
Tanya, good to see you again. In the next year, the city will be updating its general plan. What is the most significant issue facing the open spaces and trail system?
So the critical issues, I would say, is the continued maintaining of the trails and uses, but then also the safety of the open spaces. I was really saddened when the Newell Open Space caught fire and all that damage was done. And I know that grass grows back, and I know that trees can go back. Of course, the oaks take a while to grow back, but I
I think she froze, Tanya.
No.
heard that my favorite bench at the top of the mountain burned down. And I'm not sure. I haven't been up that far since then, but I'm not sure if it's been replaced or not. But just maintaining and the safety of the areas for the safety of the area itself. Not, I guess it's important for people to be safe too, but I'm talking about safe for the lands.
Yeah, Tanya, you cut out there for a little bit, and I think we caught it all. We caught the part about the bench that burned at the top of the mountain. But before that, you were paused for a few minutes, and I don't know if you had anything else to add to that. But about safety.
So just really quickly, just the safety of what I was emphasizing was keeping the lands. Let's see, what I would say the safety and maintenance. So, the fire prevention, things like that. Yeah.
Thank you. I think we got it all, even though you buffered there for a little bit. So, yeah.
All right.
Hi, Tanya. And thank you for your willingness to serve. I know you complimented Scott earlier about his answers being amazing. I think your answers have been amazing as well. So my question for you today is, what creative or new ideas do you have for the open space and the trails?
I'm really huge. I love education, and I just love, so I would like to see more. I know there have been some. I would love to see more educational activities and volunteer activities. The volunteer activities do lead to education. For example, one of the volunteer activities that I participated with on the Newell Open Space was at the top. There's a pond that they're closed off from the cows, and they're trying to create a habitat area for the I believe a frog, the red-legged tree frog. I'm not as good at my animals as Scott, I'm sure, but we were planting trees and watering them, just carrying buckets of water and planting trees and acorns and saplings, and there was a lot of educational experience there. The Boy Scouts were involved, so they were learning the information that they needed to earn their badge. But I'd love to see educational and volunteer opportunities and just getting people involved. I'm really about the people when it comes to the open spaces. So.
Thanks, Tanya.
Okay, well, Tanya, thank you. That concludes our questions. We really appreciate your being here this evening. We'll continue with our deliberations, and we'll be in touch.
All right. Thank you very much.
Hi, Mayor Garcia.
Okay, hi.
So,
thank you.
Council can actually, after you make your remarks, take a break, and each council member can call me. Not sure who's going to call first in regards to who is there first or who's there second and so on. And please mute your microphones after you call for a recess.
Okay. Councilmember, shall we recess at this time? Anything further to discuss prior to that?
Well, I think we're staying on, right? We're staying connected. We're just calling.
We're muting our phone and calling in, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
You guys want to call Cherry in the order that we interviewed? Just to make it easy?
Makes sense.
Okay.
That could work.
Okay.
475-337.
We're going to have to do that again.
Say that again.
647-5337.
5337. All right.
Okay, is council ready to proceed with that?
Yep.
Voted? We're all in agreement? Very good. Okay, if we all will mute our
It looks like the mayor's done. Mark's turn.
Next person can call.
I'm done. I think it's David now.
No lip reading going on over there.
I didn't think of that. You've been on Zoom too long, David.
Almost a year. It's horrible.
Hey, Clerk, before we announce the results, I'd just like to take a moment here. Okay, you know what? We got two openings. We have two people who very. Sorry, yes?
Oh, you guys unanimously selected Scott.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, if you're speaking to the audience, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I had to mute him because Teresa walked in.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. It's great to have people want to serve community, and I really appreciate that. You know, the quality of life in American Canyon, to a large part, is owing to the fact that we are a community who look to our neighbors a lot, support each other. We are very active in terms of certainly all of our outdoor activities. And I just want to say to Bill, I will now announce the decision of the board. I'd like to say for the candidate who is not selected, please stay engaged. There's many opportunities to serve a community in many ways. And I know Mr. Wright's here. His department is working on a whole volunteer program to get people engaged and do stuff. I actually had a long conversation the other day about some ideas I had that could help out. So please stay engaged. That being said, I announced that the City Council has voted in favor of Scott Artis to fill that position. Thank you all for your service. Our candidate is still online.
Yes, I will bring him back in. And would you like me to bring Tanya in as well, or only Scott?
This time, Scott, we'll take Tanya.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you. You have the support of City Council for filling that position, and we look forward to your service on it. I think you bring. I think we all agree that you bring the knowledge and commitment to serve well in that position.
Oh, excellent. I'm really excited and looking forward to connecting and working with everybody.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, if you don't mind, Tanya on the Zoom Q&A, she left the remarks and she's not on. She said, Scott is well qualified. I'm sure will be amazing on ESAT. Congratulations, Scott. So
Thank you,
The
Tanya.
city clerk is Tanya West in waiting, or she signed
No,
up?
she's there. She's in there.
Okay.
Congratulations, Scott.
Thank you, Tanya.
You're well qualified. I'm glad that the Open Space Committee is going to be well cared for, I'm sure.
Well, Tanya, we really appreciate your interest in serving. Many opportunities in the community to serve. I would just really encourage you to continue to be engaged. A lot of things are happening in American Canyon. And so we have to get creative with the whole COVID restrictions. That requires a whole other level of energy. But there's a lot of pent-up bored kids out there. We know that. And when the COVID, as that moves forward and improves, we'll be back outside. So certainly connect with Creighton Wright with his department about volunteer opportunities out there. I think it's going to be a really good program because there's a lot of things we as a community can do. Certain such things as, well, so ago I went out with a group of guys and we sheet composted all the trails along where the community garden is. You know, it says this little, nasty little plant called a goat head that punctures tires on bicycles, and people don't walk their dogs because it hurts the dog's feet. Well, took care of them, but not back. So there's things like that take a lot of good outside activity. So I think I look forward to what Mr. Wright and his department was going to come forward with. So thanks you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, can I make just a quick announcement real quick?
Yes, please.
For both. So Tanya, I'll be reaching out to you to see what interest you have in getting more involved in the volunteer side for sure. And Mr. Artis, I'm eager to get you on board and up to speed real quick. We do have a meeting next week. I hope you might be available. It's a special meeting on Wednesday, so I'll be sending you an email early tomorrow giving you some information and details. Council will formally swear you in on Tuesday at their council meeting, and then we're putting you right to work.
Sounds good.
All right. Okay, Council, looks like we have
Hey, Mr. Mayor,
for the evening.
can I just say
Is he
something?
further?
about that?
Certainly, yes.
Well, thank you to both candidates and congratulations, Scott. But I wanted to recognize that our retired council member, Ken Leary, is on. And I just wanted to say hi, Ken, and thank you.
Oh, Ken.
Hey, Ken.
I
Good to
think-
stay involved.
Yeah, good to see you here. All
You
right.
should be able to hear it if he didn't. So,
Well,
yeah. He's there.
this, yeah, we all know, some of you may not be as familiar. This is Ken's passion. A lot of his professional life work dealt with park and recreation activities in the city. So, thank you for your service, Ken.
Well, you're welcome.
We concluded for the evening. Anything further from the council?
All right.
Well, thank you very much. We are adjourned.
Excellent. Half-hour meeting is always a good one.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone. All right.
Does he have to say minute order? Or do we just do it?
Go tell him I'm not going to log out.
Okay.
I want to call each council member.
I should have said something on camera, I'm sorry.
Hi, it's Cherry. Please log back in. We didn't do, motion for the minute order. All right, come on. Come on. Hello? Teresa, do you mind calling, David? Right here. Do you mind logging back in? We need to do a motion.
Who are we going so far? So we're calling Mark. See, Miriam's back.
Do we need the candidates back on or no? Probably not for the motion.
We're getting there, folks.
Cherry? David just texted me back that he's coming. So I don't know if you got a hold of him, but David's on his way.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yep. I apologize, we were moving so fast. I'm like, wait a minute, we gotta do a motion this time.
Well, you know,
Last time.
we got too much of a hurry to get out here.
Right.
Dinner's
That
waiting.
was Mark. Sorry, David, to interrupt you.
Part of that is, over, my tummy's growling, it needs food, so that's my excuse. And they would get a hold of Mark, right?
Alan, can I make the motion now?
Well, let's get Mark.
David, be ready to go.
Dinner's getting cold.
Laid out, man. I was ready. It was Miller time.
I hear you, brother.
We can do the swearing in later, I suppose.
Do it on Tuesday,
Okay.
next council meeting. Yeah.
So did anyone get a hold of Mark?
Yes, he's here now.
Sorry.
There he is. All right, good. Okay. Sorry to drag everybody away from dinner or Miller time, whatever your after-hours things are. My oversight, apologize. But we do need a minute order, so we need a motion to approve that.
I'll make a motion to appoint Scott Artis to the Open Space Advisory Committee.
I'll second.
Motion second. Do a roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Miriam Alvarado,
Yes.
Councilmember David Earl,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierre Washington,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mark Joseph,
Yes.
Mayor Garcia.
Yes. Thank you. I think we'll note that we were officially reconvened in the Park and Open Special City Council meeting for January 13th, 2021. That's needed. With that, we've concluded our business. Now we can all go get dinner or whatever libation we take at this hour of the evening.
Or another meeting in my case.
Yeah.
Another meeting in your case.
Thanks.
Ah, wow.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Okay, bye for now.
Good night.
Deal. Thank you for hanging in there.